Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're getting older now. Like, it's just the things that you need in life.
Dude,
like,
that was my holiday. I got like some new bed sheets. I love that. Needed that. Got some kitchen stuff for my mom, like some pots and pans and whatnot.
Oh,
look at this.
That fucking Young Gravy.
literally,
Dude, that's Young Gravy.
we gotta put
Young Gravy.
We gotta put a little picture on here where it says for all the moms watching.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Man, Spence, looking clean.
Should we get a solo shot?
Can we get a close up on that?
Yeah, let's see.
Jeez, look at that.
Hold on. How can I explain myself? You said you cared for me,
Louisiana. Murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you know?
Dude, I can do a backflip.
Everybody get your roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year like.
Welcome back, Turf Talks episode number 15, gentlemen. Full barn. We have Dalen with us today. He is officially a part of the crew. So with him including, we have a full barn going into episode number 15, guys. Thank you guys all for watching as always. Man, what's been going on, guys? Anything new? We had the Christmas holiday weekend here this last weekend. You guys do anything fun for Christmas, or are you just chilling? What do you guys do?
Favorite holiday for sure.
Yeah, favorite holiday. On a scale
with the fam.
Well, I put New Year's and Christmas together.
You do? Okay, I was gonna
that.
say, like, what's the thought process behind that? Just because they're so close to each other, or what?
Yeah,
gotcha.
just because it's like the holiday season is what it's called.
Sure. No,
I
get it.
I agree.
I get it. So if we had a list of all the holidays, where would you put? What would be your top two, top three? What's your top three holidays all time, Dalen? Christmas is number one. Christmas/New Year's is number one.
Christmas/New Year's, 4th of July, obviously easy number two.
Okay.
And then number 3. That's a tough one. I'll just go Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Okay.
Halloween.
Not bad. I mean, I think those are pretty across the board.
Up there.
Trey, would you change anything about his top 3 holidays of all time?
I think I'm definitely top 2. I agree. Number 3, I think I'm going Halloween.
Halloween, huh? We had our Halloween special over here. Look at you guys, all the viewers at home. You guys are getting in a bonus all times list here for you guys. Top 3 all time holidays. Halloween made the top list. Spence, you agree with anything you're hearing, or not necessarily?
No.
No.
Number one holiday. It's got to be our birthdays. That's a holiday. Come on. Our birthdays are number 1. Christmas is 2. Right. 4th of July 3.
So, I mean, you just changed the first one.
I don't necessarily do anything for my birthday. So
that's what I said.
But it's still a holiday. It's still a holiday.
It is considered a holiday. Is it considered a holiday?
I don't think it is.
Personally, I mean,
for you, it might be for you.
Maybe from like an individual standpoint. I don't know. Why? Do you agree or disagree with birthday being a holiday?
Yeah, it's a toss-up, 50-50 at this point.
I mean, are you? Yeah, you're just celebrating. So, would a holiday be considered anything that you celebrate? A day of celebration is considered a holiday. Is that what is the definition of a holiday? Confirm this, Google. A day of festivity or recreation when no work is done. Spend a holiday in a specified place.
Oh, I was working on my birthday, so I don't know.
Say, so according to this, you can't be working for it to be considered a holiday.
But what if you like your job so much you're not working anyways?
Good point. So then, therefore, every day.
Well, do you like your job so much?
every day is a holiday.
I'm getting a new one, so I don't know.
Well, fair enough.
All right. Well, do you guys get anything cool for Christmas on the topic of holidays and obviously Christmas just happening?
Yeah, hold on.
All right. Got
I
any
got
controller there, Trey?
I got absolutely spoiled.
You got spoiled?
Yeah, too many gifts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
dig the spoiling.
Care to
Like
care to
what?
tell what one of them is, or holding that to your chest?
Well, just a bunch of Shein clothes, obviously, because that's where I usually shop.
Oh shoot.
I got some full send stuff. I
Okay.
got
There you
some
go.
two Steelers jerseys
Hell yeah.
There you go.
and
We like that. We like that.
a baseball bat or softball bat.
Nice. Okay.
Big
Why-
softball guy.
You get anything cool?
I got a DeWalt air compressor. It's actually kind of sweet, battery powered. You can just
Nice.
set it to wherever you want it. I mean, you're getting older now. Like, it's just the things that you need in life.
Dude,
like, you
that's
appreciate
that.
of.
That was my holiday. I got like some new bed sheets. I love that. Needed
Yeah.
that. Got some kitchen stuff for my mom, like some pots and pans and whatnot.
Oh,
look at
Is
this!
that fucking Young Gravy?
Literally,
Literally,
Dude, that's Young Gravy.
We gotta put a
Young Gravy.
a little picture on here where it says for all the moms watching. Just like a viewer
I'll maybe-
censor or
I'll
viewer
look-
Milf warning.
I'll
what
look
is it?
at
Milf
it.
warning.
What is it? Like viewer aggression is
Viewer
advised.
discretion advised.
Discretion
Yeah.
advised.
We're gonna have to add that into post production there, I guess. Man, Spence looking clean.
Should we get a solo
Can we get
shot on
can we get a
that?
close up on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see.
Jeez, look at that. Well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, to everybody else watching, all the viewers. We are very thankful. Kind of the season of thanks and that kind of stuff is still going on. But thankful for all of you guys that watch every single week. This, like I said, this is our 15th episode. We've been posting a little bit more this week. I've had a little more time on my hands to do stuff too, so I've been enjoying that. But don't be afraid to check out our socials. I think we're now officially on all major platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter now, I believe, as well. I mean, not necessarily Facebook, because that's not, I would consider a major platform anymore like it used to be. But go take a look. All the links will be down in the description below. But further ado, let's just jump into it, guys, shall we? We had a good weekend of football together. Really good games all around. Started on last week, Thursday, with our weekend recap here. We had our Saints versus Rams. Saints versus Rams that like last Thursday, Spence, you and I went to B-dubs for this game itself. But what did you take away from this? Anything cool, crazy, concerns, things you're happy about, or indifferent?
I mean, it was a game going into. I didn't think we had we were favorites. So like I hope we would just put up a good fight, which we didn't at start. Zach and I were at B-dubs. We were watching this, and it was like bringing a tear to my eye just watching. As everyone's looking at me as I'm wearing my jersey. They're like, probably look at this fucking clown. And then I'm like, then we were watching later on, and we kind of pick up, kind of how the Saints do. We just pick up like towards the end. We run out of time. That's the only reason why we lose, is because we run out of time. And fourth quarter almost came back, but other than that, Derek Carr played actually decent. That was a plus. Their plus minus or indifferent, whatever you said, that was a plus. Derek Carr actually showed up, played good, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But I mean, the Rams are on a hot streak right now, and you can't take that away. Yeah, he agrees. So,
That was Matthew Stafford barking in the background.
It was
Dog of the week.
It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch, just like the comeback, but you don't like watching your team lose. That's the only thing. But Olave did go off. He had a great,
really good game for him.
It would have helped if he had a touchdown, because then
Trey
we
felt
would
his wrath this week.
But yeah, other than that, just another week.
I was gonna say, well, a couple things, not necessarily maybe from the Steelers or the Saints side of things. There, the Rams, Puka Nacua had another crazy game. I mean, not saying he's been the best rookie receiver in recent memory, but I don't remember a rookie that's been having this incredible of a rookie season to begin with. In terms of, I mean,
Definitely
yeah, he was up there.
He's
He was
definitely
up.
rookie that just came out of nowhere, though. Like,
Seriously, I mean, like, what was he? Was he
I will
like
say
a
that,
fourth
yeah.
or fifth round pick or something like that, or was he higher than that? I think he was a pretty low draft pick this last
Pretty sure
season.
he was
right?
a third or fourth rounder.
Yeah, I mean, like, to think about a guy that's getting picked a low round. I mean, those guys, they probably just had that pick left over from somewhere. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you want to see out of the NFL is have a diamond in the rough kind of receiver like Puka just come out of nowhere. I mean, and the Rams, like you said, Spence, might be one of the hottest teams right now in the NFL when it comes to just like offensively. They're clicking, dude. That's a high-powered offense between Puka and Cooper as their receivers, and then Matt Stafford is just slinging the rock like he's been his entire career at this point. And then you have, was it Kyron Williams is his name, the rookie running back that's also just going crazy this year. It's like, gosh, I mean, the Rams thought they're going to be dead, but coming out of nowhere again, they're a team to be to reckon with. They're in the playoffs, and it's crazy, man. Crazy to see.
I mean,
Anything else, Spence, from that game?
Not from that game, but Matt Stafford had the best wide receiver statistically in 1 year with Megatron, and then goes to LA and then has Cooper Kupp go off and then has Puka go off. So
yeah,
people that slander Matt,
There's a common factor here.
yeah, I mean, they start slandering him, saying all this stuff. Well, I saw a clip about him doing that sidearm, like in between two arms, like whatever it was, and everyone would talk about just be glazing Mahomes. It's like this dude made that play. Like this dude does it.
This dude was doing that before Mahomes, bro.
Mahomes wasn't even
Back
born
in
yet.
Detroit, he was doing this shit.
Definitely most underrated. Definitely most underrated quarterback in that.
I agree, Trey. 100%.
He has the grit, like, dude.
Oh yeah, he's one of them tough motherfuckers.
Didn't he
too.
like dislocate his shoulder and throw a touchdown pass on a game-winning
Yeah.
drive on a fake spike, or what was it? Was something like that?
He's mic'd up too.
Goal
He's
line.
like-
Yeah, it
he's
was
mic'd
goal
up.
line.
Yeah. Got landed on and then came out, I think,
Yeah.
one play and then came back in and goes, I'm throwing this, like, put me back in the
If
game.
you need me
I'm
to throw the
gonna
ball,
finish
I can throw the ball.
It was like a 15-yard throw, bro.
Yeah, and he throws it and he goes, "It's out, it's out, it's
Yeah,
out."
I'm done.
Yeah, like any other quarterback, like my quarterback would have been like, "Yep, just take me out, just take me out."
it." Oh, man. I mean, Matt Stafford's been incredible. I was just looking at Puka's stats. Trey, you were smiling because you and I were literally looking up stats, just random ass stats right before the pod today. And we looked up Megatron's like record-breaking receiving yard year.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too.
Had like 122 receptions, had like I think it was 1964 total yards. I think is the record right now that he has. Only had 5 touchdowns. The most crazy, or I should say the more crazier one in that case, or I can't speak today. Cooper Kupp's Triple Crown year, I think might be by far the craziest receiver year of all time. I mean, we're talking.
But there was an extra game. That's the only downfall.
Don't matter. Look at his stats. It doesn't even compare
Crazy.
compared to these other guys.
Right, but
Megatron literally only had the yardage. He only had the yardage on it.
He had
Yeah.
receptions that were up there like 122, but Cooper Kupp had 146 receptions, had 1930 or 40 some yards or whatever it was. He was just under the record altogether.
16 touchdowns.
Yes, and he had 16 touchdowns to Megatron's 5. I mean, wild year that Cooper Kupp had. And again, those both those years are insane in their own right. Matt Stafford was their quarterback for both of them. I mean, like that's not talked about enough. That those receiving years, like receivers that have really, really solid years, that's a quarterback award too. That's 100% a Matt Stafford award as well, because like that's him able to sling the rock that well to this one guy the entire season. Crazy. I mean, I was saying, I looked at Puka's stats. Rookie year, he's got 2 games left, 96 catches. He's going to break 100 catches his first year. He's going to probably be over 1,400 receiving yards, and he has 5 touchdowns this year too. Rookie. That's pretty damn good if you ask me.
Well, what isn't the record for rookie yards? He can break it. Isn't that
probably? I mean, I can't imagine there's that many rookies that have come out the season with almost 1,500 receiving yards. I mean, I'm sure it's close.
Did Jettas break the record?
I think
Wasn't it Randy Moss? Because wasn't it Randy Moss's record?
Randy Moss probably had it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but then I think Jay Jettas broke it.
He broke one with the first 3 or 4 years. I think it was like, or maybe it was like the first
Under
5 or
25,
something
I
like
think
that.
it was.
Yeah,
I think
however
you're right
many
about that.
receiving yards under a certain age or whatever it was, or how many seasons he had the most yards and broke Randy's record. Because that was earlier this year. I think that he broke it. I thought maybe end of last year, but I thought it was earlier this year. Yeah, he broke that because he was on a tear at the beginning of this year. He had like 150 yards per game practically. He was going
He was
crazy.
averaging like 125 plus.
Yeah,
per game.
crazy. Well, that's enough glazing for those guys. Hell of a season so far for the Rams right now. And sorry, Spence, but the Saints are maybe looking on to greener grass going forward here, hopefully, because right now it's not looking the best overall. Next up, we have the Bengals versus Steelers. Well, I know we have 2 Steelers in the house here. Great game by both of you guys. I think you both have to be excited, even though Dalen's rocking the Lamar jersey. I mean, like,
For all the people watching, Lamar's my favorite player. That's why I'm wearing it. I'm still a Steelers fan. I just
Fun fact: me
whenever
and Lamar have the same birthday.
Steelers play him, I root for the Steelers.
That's a holiday, Trey.
Yeah, it is.
What do we think, Trey? Mason Rudolph?
I was just gonna say, I don't know what to think, dude. Like, Rudolph played pretty fucking good. Also, who played good?
Yeah.
We finally got him involved, and we see what fucking happens. Dude fucking balled out, and yeah, I definitely didn't expect this from the last 3 games that we had.
George Pickens.
That is George Pickens right there. That's the fucking dog. But yeah, no, definitely didn't expect that from, especially the way we played these last 3 games. We look like bottom of the barrel. Like, I think the Panthers would have steamrolled us the last 3 games, the way we looked. And it's just, we came out with some fire. We weren't playing like pussies. We were going for it on 4th down. We were going for it like with time left in like under a minute left in the second quarter, instead of just kneeling it out like we usually do. We went down and tried to score, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm. As a Steelers fan, yeah, we love to see that.
well, that was something you were like, you and I were talking about, Trey, too, was, and I think you too, Dalen, the fact that Mason Rudolph isn't afraid just to let it rip is what you guys have needed. I mean, Big Ben wasn't afraid to let it rip either. And so I think that's why he was so well liked and respected and had good years in general too in Pittsburgh, because he's not afraid to just let that thing go. And Kenny Pickett, he's afraid to let it go. I mean, that's straight up. That's a fact of it. That's why I think for you guys, like, I know you've talked about what do you do next when it comes to the Kenny Pickett or not era for your quarterbacks. I mean, I think if anything, the decision's being made. Kenny Pickett's either got to step up to the plate and swing, otherwise you're out. You're not playing. You're not playing the game anymore in this case, at least for the Steelers.
Personally, I don't want to see Kenny play if he's not 100%, because we're like right there on the edge for playoffs if we're going to make it or not. And if he's not 100% and he's already like not playing his best football, why even put him out there? Just let Rudolph he just had a great game. Why like not ride the hot hand,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if Kenny's not 100% again. So that's just what I think.
I was gonna mention earlier, because last time I was on this podcast, we actually talked about Zach Wilson and how he came back and started the second time and he had nothing to lose. I just feel like that's what Mason Rudolph is doing, because like
100%.
He has nothing.
Dude he's a 3rd string quarterback. Dude's finally getting his shot. He's he's shining.
Yeah,
He's
and the problem is, though, like I think you're alluding to, Dalen, is if you're not gonna be afraid to let it go and like just play for nothing to lose, it also is going to affect you negatively at some point too. And so he's going to probably play nothing to lose. And I'm thinking he's starting next week, Trey, against the Seahawks. And so it's like, I'm assuming so. I think he was named the starter already, right?
I don't think he was officially named the starter. I think
Okay.
Kenny Pickett's on day-to-day thing, but
so he might even still come back this season.
he was. I think he said it's day-to-day. That's like based on how he's feeling throughout the week and stuff.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. Well, regardless, I mean, it could negatively affect you just as quick. Zach Wilson's kind of been on this roller coaster up and down all season, and like we have one good week with him, and all of a sudden it's not good the next. So it's like, what do you do? What's going on? I always think there's going to be a double-edged sword to those guys. But again, year of the backups, guys. We talked about this last week. Mason Rudolph goes out and plays like one of his best games ever as a quarterback. It's like, what
100%.
the heck, dude?
I texted my dad during the game. I was like, thank God. It's finally our fucking turn that one of our backup quarterbacks plays a good game of football. Everyone else's team, their backup quarterbacks decide, oh, we're going to play good this year. We get our backup in. Oh, Trubisky sucks dick. And then Rudolph gets in. And he finally shines. We finally get a fucking...
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to all the backup quarterbacks. I mean, if anything, it's one of those jobs where it's like the whole world is on your shoulders once you finally get your opportunity. But if not, you're just chilling and hanging out. And some quarterbacks this year have been able to come out and just perform like crazy. I mean, not even just Mason Rudolph this weekend. I think Joe Flacco had another insanely good game himself too. It's just like, what is going on right now with these backups that are just coming out of nowhere?
Flacco, unconscious, bro.
It's insane.
Dude,
Letting it rip.
I saw a meme of fucking Joe Flacco. It was like, Joe Flacco played against Troy Polamalu. These safeties are soft.
Yeah,
like
right.
that. It's like,
I mean,
they didn't see shit.
I mean,
He's
Joe
seen it all.
Flacco was an MVP of the Super Bowl at one point. So it's like he ain't no just like random ass, quarterback in the NFL. But at the same time, he hasn't been anything for so many years. I mean, like the fact that we're talking about Joe Flacco in the year 2023 as the most unconscious, red hot quarterback right now in the NFL is
won an
crazy.
MVP in 2012. Keep in mind.
That's crazy to think of.
Gross.
He didn't win the
disgusting.
MVP, did he?
Super Bowl MVP in 2012.
Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. No, I mean it's insane how those guys just kind of come out of nowhere. I mean, even for me as a Seattle fan, I mean, I want to see Drew Lock get to play the rest of the season. I mean, he looked so good against the Eagles, a team that I think is still very good. And in the fact that he was able to get the win over them, it's like, I want him to get the chance because, you want to root for those guys too. But, man, I mean, crazy good win for you guys, though. I had to feel good against, obviously, a division opponent as well in the Bengals. I mean, you guys kicked their asses. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, and we don't want to just give all the credit to the offense because the defense had 3 picks, couple sacks. So the defense was doing their thing too. They were playing Browning, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can finally get off this Jake Browning hype train. Dude sucks.
Well, that'll happen to you with Mason. It happened to everybody. It happened to everybody. Flacco's got the longest streak right now, but
it's true. Yeah, he's been the most consistent, man. But hell of a good win, guys. Anything else to add to the Steelers and Bengals game?
Obviously, last thing I want to say is we finally figured out George Pickens is a baller. Like, if you get him the ball, dude balls out. Only thing I would like us to do is somehow involve Pat Freiermuth. The dude is a beast, and just I don't know what it is. We just refuse to give him the fucking ball. That's the only thing for me that I hate. The negative thing that I hated about the game is Freiermuth didn't have a catch. So,
yeah, those are tough. I mean, like tight ends this year have been so hit or miss, I feel like, and that's any year. But like even the best in the league, Travis Kelce's had a really down year himself. I mean, I can only hope that Pat Freiermuth he only have the one breakout game this season so far that he's had. I mean, really opportunities.
I mean, he's been hurt for most of the year, but yeah, he only had that one good game. And other than that, he's barely seen the ball.
Yeah. I mean, tight ends are such a dynamic player position now. Like they used to be the blockers, the extension of the offensive line, but teams use them way more than they used to even back in even the early 2000s. I mean, your best tight end at one point was Jason Witten. He caught 5-yard curls the entire time. Same thing with Heath Miller over there. Guy ran a 5.5 flat 40. This guy blocked and then caught curls. He was as sure-handed as anybody else, dude. It was crazy.
You block it, you just back up into the end zone. That's all.
Literally. But they really have evolved, and I think Pat Freiermuth is definitely a guy that can do a lot more than just block at that point. But hey, let's move on. Commanders versus Jets there, Wyatt. Obviously it was a close game. I mean, was it 28-30 final score? It was what it was. Pretty sure.
Jacoby.
What are your thoughts on the game, man? What's your thoughts?
I mean, obviously Sam Howell's going through a slump right now. Little sophomore slump. I don't know what to really think about it. He's just not playing good. I mean, when you go 6 for 22, 56 yards and 2 interceptions in 2 quarters of play, it's not great. And then, of course, Jacoby Brissett doing what Jacoby Brissett does. I mean, he did it last week as well against the Dolphins. Try to keep it close at the end, threw 2 touchdowns against the Dolphins, and then this game led us on 4 really good drives that just ended up scoring on 2 of them, kicked the field goal on the one. 10 for 13, 100 yards and a touchdown. And then Chris Rodriguez, rookie running back, he's out of Kentucky. I mean, he played very outstanding because Brian Robinson was out, and him and Gibson were just a really good 1-2 back, with Rodriguez being a more power back. But the only reason the Jets won this game, Brees Hall, such a good player. Like, he reminded everyone that he is still one of those guys. I mean, 20 carries, 95 yards, 2 tutties, broke a very long one, and then he also had 96 receiving yards all in 12 receptions. I mean, just having a day, which our defense, we couldn't stop the run nor short passes. That's all I know what the game was. So
Another backup.
I mean, as a Commanders fan, I think Jacoby Brissett officially got the nod for this week too. I'm pretty sure he's a starter for at least week 17. You said does what he does. I mean, are you a fan of Jacoby Brissett over Sam Howell at this point, or just like maybe
I
at
mean,
the point of
makes
the
you
season?
wonder what
like,
we were doing midway or at the beginning of the season when we chose a starter. Like, Jacoby Brissett's playing like this, and he's throwing it into like we said with Mason Rudolph. He's got nothing to lose. He's just a backup. I mean, he's throwing the ball. Don't get me wrong. Sam was leading the league at one point in passing yards, but I mean, not accurately. Where Jacoby Brissett is taking less throws and just higher completion percentage.
Yeah,
I think when you said you don't know what they were thinking at the beginning here, I just think that Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett are just 2 different players too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I was gonna say they're 2 different play styles, really. I mean, Brissett's your accurate, pocket passer. Sam Howell's your gunslinger. I'm just gonna try to make something happen and work out of nowhere. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, you guys have won games you probably shouldn't have, or at least been in games you shouldn't have been in, I should say. And others, he's kind of thrown it away too much. I mean, and he's hurt the team. So it's like, what is it moving forward for you guys, do you think? Is it Sam Howell? Is he going to be the answer for next season?
I've heard a lot of talk of going and looking at a quarterback since we're going to have a top 5 pick. So who knows at this point?
Is that from you guys, or do you have somebody else's pick to be in the top 5?
No, that's our pick.
That is your
top
pick.
5 pick right now.
Okay.
We're 4-11.
I mean, in a team, I should say in a draft that we have coming up here, I mean, top 5, that's very, very valuable for a lot of different teams. So, I mean, if it's not even you guys drafting a quarterback in that top 5 pick, you got some insane draft capital you could trade and maybe get somebody for. I mean,
or you guys get an edge rusher because you gave away both of them. I gave away, but
I really don't know what the idea is here because new ownership. I don't know what kind of direction they want to go in. So we'll just. I mean, I know as much as you guys do, so we're gonna wait and see.
It's just too early to tell.
Yeah, too early to tell what really, because like when I had Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen, I mean, it was easy. I knew exactly which way we were headed. And we made the big trades when we had to with Archie. I mean, we stayed and just got normal. Like, it was easy to read. So
yeah. I mean, not saying that there's not a future because I mean, like Jacoby Brissett, if anything, because didn't Terry McLaurin go off this last weekend?
I mean, he had 3 receptions for 50 yards, I believe.
So no, it was the previous week. Never mind. Well, regardless, I mean, like the fact that he just had a game not too long ago where he was able to be used. Well, is important to know. The fact that
likes to throw him the football too, so that's nice to know.
I mean, there's a level of like. I think it's nice to see a different, perspective of it because I mean, I've been talking about this all year long, and you've been too, obviously too. Why it's like, why is Terry McLaurin not getting the looks that he should? I mean, Terry McLaurin's a minimum of 10 targets per game kind of receiver. Why is he only getting maybe 4 or 5? You know what I mean? Like
he's taking big catches when he needed to as well, which is huge. Like go up and get that one-on-one matchup catch, like that big catch that you just need.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's what he's used for. And it's like, why was he not being used the entire season so far? I don't know. And obviously you guys are kind of like in a tank mode anyways too. So it's not like, changing it now is not going to be the answer because that's not what you're aiming for, obviously, at the end of the season. No. But yeah, I mean, Jets obviously they got the win, right? I'm for some reason just blanking. Yeah, Jets got the win. But at the same time, Jets are also kind of in a weird situation too, where it's like, there's a lot of stuff about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's officially just not going to play the season, which I think we all kind of knew coming up. They weren't going to be in playoff contention, all that kind of stuff. From the sounds of it, though, off of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday and Pat McAfee's show, he didn't even necessarily want to be taken off the IR because it was going to cost somebody else's essentially job for him just to sit on the actual active roster. But he's like, I don't know why they're putting me up on here because, I'd like to play. But I think there's a level of him also not knowing if he was even fully able to do it either. So it's like, that whole situation was just really weird to begin with. I think going into the end of the season for the Jets, they have a future if he's able to stay healthy and be back next year. Good for them. That's still a pretty salty team with literally having not a single quarterback all season. They went through the carousel of quarterbacks thing more than most people, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of teams that had that carousel happening this year, and they had it by far one of the worst. So, the Jets could be a scary team going into next year. Great defense, and they have weapons, obviously.
So good. Their defense wins them most of their games this year.
Seriously.
And then when they get Aaron Rodgers back next year, the team's going to look like the team that everyone thought they were going to look like this year.
If they could keep the team together, which is obviously one of the most challenging things, and not necessarily just in any sport, but like I think specifically towards football is keeping your same team and core together because there's so many guys that go into play with that. If they can keep it together, they could have been that. They still are one of the biggest what if stories this year. What if Aaron Rodgers didn't get hurt 4 plays into the season? How good would the Jets be at this point? And what would the NFL even look like? It's just crazy to even think about what that could have been. But yeah. Any final thoughts, Wyatt, on the Commanders Jets game? All right. Well, let's move on to my game here. The Cardiac Seahawks, as they like to call them now, versus the Tennessee Titans. We got the big dub right at the end of the game there. Another fourth quarter comeback win, final minute touchdown to go ahead. Wasn't JSN this time scoring the touchdown for us. It was like our secondary tight end, Colby Parkinson, that got it. But overall, a couple takeaways. We've actually had some injuries still. Like Devin Witherspoon hasn't played for like 3 weeks now, which sucks because he's electric on the field, to say the least. That guy makes plays every time he touches the field. I want to see Drew Lock play. I already kind of mentioned this. I want to see Drew Lock over Geno. Geno had a decent game, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like there's definitely a level of like, give Drew the chance here at this point. Geno, we almost lost to a team that's not even in the playoff contention. Drew came back on a team that's one of the best in the NFC. There's a difference of competition that we just played, and we still had about the same outcome. And so it's like, I want to think a little bit of that is the quarterback play for whatever reason. I think Geno played fine, but it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of weird pieces to it. We ran the ball pretty well. Kenneth Walker got on the ground and got some good runs and everything like that in. But one of the biggest things that I noticed, though, overall is Derrick Henry is still that guy. And I've talked about this before too, guys, and how I'm like, I don't know if he's still the same person. No, Derrick Henry is still one of the best, if not the best running backs in the NFL. It's insane. He's still he falls for 5 yards per time. He could get hit at the goal or at the line of scrimmage, and he falls for 5 yards. Nobody does that. No, not a single running back gets the amount of yards after contact that he does. It's insane. I can't describe what you watch on the field. Plus, he had the big passing touchdown too against us. Like, I don't know. This guy's insane, though. So dynamic.
I just don't think anyone really talks about him just because his team is mediocre. Mm-hmm. So he's not like people aren't bringing him up.
Yeah, he's definitely not on like the headlines. And I'm going to look up his stats really quick to see what he's at for the season. But Derrick Henry obviously has had probably better seasons than this year. But in general, though, Derrick Henry still can just fall for 5 yards a time and still get over 100 yards easily, no matter who he plays. He didn't have over 100 on the ground, but he had 88 yards against us. Like, he's going to have over 1,000 rushing yards again this season. It's like he's not even trying. The team's not even good, and he's still going to get over 1,000 rushing yards. I don't know. This guy is just insane, in my opinion.
It's King
But-
Henry, bruh.
Literally, it's King Henry. I mean, he's had what? He said 1, 2, 3, 4, going to be 5 this season. So 5 1,000-yard seasons plus in his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 first season. So 5 out of the first 9 years of his NFL career, he's had over
And he had
1,000
2K.
rushing yards. Yeah, I mean, he got hurt obviously last year a little bit too. So he was going to break that easily last year, wasn't he? No, that was the previous year. Oh my gosh, guys. So in 2021, he only played half the season and he had 937 yards on the ground. He played 8 games.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's the first 8 games. He almost broke 1,000.
It's insane, dude. So Derrick Henry is still that guy. I mean, I don't know what his future is going to be with the Titans. I think there's a lot of question marks of where he's going to go. I think he's a free agent after this game or this season. So it's like, what are they going to do? I mean, Titans, is it worth holding on to him? He's still good, but it's like, does he even want to be back with the Titans? I don't know, dude.
Ring chase, bruh. He needs it.
He'll probably go to the Eagles like everybody else has been going to at this point.
Oh.
Or
Chiefs.
what if he goes to the Chiefs like he was in our franchise that one year?
Or he goes to Baltimore.
Oh, gosh.
Or he goes to the Steelers.
Not
Nah,
going to
he won't do
happen.
that.
He's
He
too
won't
good to
do
go to the
that.
Steelers.
Anyways, that's all I got, guys, for this game.
Zach, I was going
When
to
is
ask you were saying you wanted Drew Lock to start. So, like, as a Seahawks fan, do you want your team to make the playoffs still, or?
I mean, we're in it right now. Might as well just go for it. We're not going to get anything better for like a draft pick at this point. We're still going to be, I would say, around that like mid to high teens at this point, I would say, depending on, I guess, where everybody else falls too. But like, for us, I wanted us to get a quarterback next year. I think if anything, we at least owe it to Drew Lock to give him a year to start before we just say, nope, he's not the guy. I mean, I know he had his chances in Denver too. I like him, and he's obviously like a likable person to begin with, which probably is affecting my judgment on that too. But
He's a sweet boy.
He said like he's like you're like his grandma. He's a sweet little boy. Literally. I mean, I agree. He's a likable guy. I mean, you can't not like Drew Lock. But I'm looking at the playoff picture, which we'll get to here in a little bit too. We're at the 7th seed right now. I mean, we're in the playoffs. We just need to, I think, finish out the rest of the season we're in. So it's like, I mean, we have the Steelers and Cardinals. We have the opportunity to win out the rest of the season. Opportunity, not saying it's going to happen. I'm not super confident against you this weekend. But, like, might as well do it. I mean, now that we're in it, might as well go for it. Maybe make some waves to take off like a high seed right away, because we're going to be obviously bottom of the barrel. But, since we're in it, I might as well say, yeah, let's do it. But at the same time, we're still going to – if we win out, we're going to be 8-7. Or not 8-7, 10-7. So it's like another year that you're talking about, Trey. Another year of mediocrity.
Mediocrity.
We're not doing anything. We're not doing anything. We're not improving. We're not going down. It's just like it's frustrating.
When is Witherspoon predicted to come back?
He's running this week in practice. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know if running means it's like he's playing, or running means it's like the baby step to maybe play in by playoffs or the next week or whatever. I don't even know what he did, to be honest with you. I truly don't even know what happened to him. I'm assuming it's like some kind of lower body injury somewhere, but like I don't know what it is. But he was running reported in this practice this week, so I don't know what that means.
As a Steeler fan, I hope he doesn't play.
Dude, Devin Witherspoon is so electric as a defender. I mean, Jalen Carter's had a good rookie season as a D tackle, but like, this again, I'm biased on this one, obviously, but like, Devin Witherspoon makes such a massive impact when he plays the game. He's either getting insane pass defenses, he's getting big hits, he's getting sacks, he's playing incredible run defense as a corner, or he's getting picks. Like, Devin Witherspoon can literally do anything on the football field. And it's like, he's a difference maker that we've been needing for a while since we got rid of our Legion of Boom guys. Like, I'm so excited to see what he has in the store for him in the future, because he is an insanely good football player. I mean, like, he reminds me a lot of like a Troy Polamalu, super just, that's obviously high praise, but like, there's like a level of like intuition that he has to the game. He has got like this sixth sense when it comes to the football field where it's like, dude, this guy can make plays and he just finds a way to make a play. It's crazy. But
it's kind of scary. You guys' core there at cornerback with Reek Woolen and Witherspoon. I mean,
and Reek's been kind of going through a ton of weird shit this year for some reason. Like he's been getting benched by the team itself because of whatever. Like maybe it's like a conduct issue or just not doing what he needs to do. I don't know. It's been kind of weird because he had a great rookie season himself too. But like, no, I agree with you, Jay. We have a really solid core of guys. Trey Brown's kind of coming off of injury for his first few years, and he's been playing.
Does Kobe Bryant play?
He's not even like a full starter, but he's like one of our rotational guys. And Kobe Bryant was a great player in college. So it's like, dude, that guy is a rotational player for us, and he's still a dog. Like, it's impressive. I don't know why you're disagreeing with me, but I mean, like, in general, it's just like Kobe Bryant. I mean, him being a rotational guy is so cool. I love the fact that he's coming off. Julian Love is coming out of nowhere finally. Like, we traded for him this season. He's been coming alive once Jamal. Get his ass out of town, by the way. You can have Jamal. If you want somebody from the Steelers, you can have Jamal. You can take Jamal Adams, Trey. He'll mess up your entire afternoon, too, when you watch him.
Well, we need fucking safety, so.
You can take Jamal. That guy's a middle linebacker at best trying to play safety, so good luck.
Hey, we need both those positions.
That's all I got, guys, about that game. But, yeah. Geez, that's already a weekend recap, guys. That brings us to our next segment already. We're flying through this episode today. Bring us to, I think, our fan favorite episode, or our fan favorite segment of each episode. But let's introduce it first, shall we?
Shout out to Dog of the Week nominee.
Dog of the Week nominee.
Dog of the Week.
Are they playing awesome in the week?
Dog of the Week.
He's my dog of the week.
He'd definitely be a dog of the week.
It doesn't matter. Dog.
I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. Make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments.
Alrighty, boys. If you follow the Instagram, I'll just start off. You probably already know who this guy's going to be. From Pittsburgh, your boy, Jorge Pickens. He got 4 receptions, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Hey.
And then this guy just demolished Wyatt's favorite team, Mr. Breece Hall. 95 rushing yards, 96 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns.
12 receptions. Don't forget about on 12 receptions.
Sorry, 12 receptions for 96 yards. And then, Zach, you were talking about him earlier, Mr. Puka Nacua. 9 receptions, 164 yards, and a touchdown. And then probably...
You gotta say it.
The unanimous. Gonna probably be the unanimous decision this week, but Mr. Amari Cooper. 11 receptions, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's a bad
Insane.
man.
That's like
Insane.
almost laughable how
3
insane that week is for him.
Dude,
I mean,
had 3 tutties as well.
Just to recap, so the Steelers game I think was on noon, or no, it was on Saturday, right? It was on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday game, and Trey's texting the group. He goes, "Finally, George Pickens is gonna get a dog of the week. I'm voting for him no matter what." And I go, "Hang on. There's still a lot of football to be played this weekend. We'll see if somebody else has a crazier game." I'm leaving my grandparents' house, I think on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, whenever it is, and I see the stat that Amari Cooper put up 50 fantasy points and had the game that he had, like you just said. I'm just like, of course. Of all the weeks that this had to have happened, it had to happen the week that George Pickens probably was going to win it, unless it was for Amari Cooper. Crazy, dude.
It just broke my heart.
I put a bet on Amari Cooper. He needed 56.5 receiving yards.
He barely
dude
got that one.
Dude smashed that with 200 extra on it.
Like, what the fuck?
Hey, he's got a
D-
George Pickens. There's more weeks.
yeah.
2 to be exact. 2 more weeks. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I
can
don't
start,
think it's
we can start the
much
voting
of a vote
process,
here,
but I think we know where everybody's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Pickens.
Yep. Give me
I'll be the
Jalen
outlier.
Warren.
All right, Dak,
Nope,
cue the drum roll.
Well, give it up. Week 16? Week 16 of the NFL, episode number 15. Dog of the week himself is Mr. Amari Cooper. Congratulations, Amari. Been quiet all season long. Season long, Amari Cooper hasn't done shit, just straight up, and then comes out of nowhere, out of left field, and drops an absolute bomb of a performance. Gets him onto the Dog of the Week list itself, puts him into contention. He's not going to win it probably because he's only done this for 1 week. Dog of the Year contention too, which I know you guys might have saw the video. He posted this last weekend. Dog of the Year is coming up. I believe he said January 17th. Don't miss out on Dog of the Year. We'll have not just obviously just that week or whatever it may be. Dog. We're talking about who's been the biggest dog all year long. Who has been the most consistently dominant all season long. Don't miss out. That's going to be January 17th right here on Turf Talks YouTube. Like I said, we post a little hype video for this weekend, but give it up. Amari Cooper. We'll send you guys or we'll send you his check in the mail here soon there, Amari. Appreciate you as always. But Dog of the Week, guys. And that brings us here actually kind of recapping the entire I would say year of football so far coming up to this point. We're talking about our playoff picture. All right. And now looking at our playoff picture, we have a graphic for you guys. So you're not having to be like, Zach, I know what you're talking about. There's a lot of teams, there's a lot of positions you're spewing out at me. I got you. Don't worry about it. Look at this. Bam. There's a photo that we can kind of go through and break down. You guys can see this. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
All right. So a couple things have changed, I think, since last time we looked at this. Number one being, I believe the Ravens weren't number 1 seed previously. They're definitely kind of locked in. I shouldn't say locked in.
I think they're locked now after the win.
Are they officially locked in?
Yeah, they're officially locked.
Okay. Well, regardless, I mean, the Ravens obviously beating the 49ers this last week was crazy to begin with. I mean, like that was going to be a potential Super Bowl matchup if we're looking at purely from like a number 1 seed to number 1 seed. I mean, the Ravens were dominant on football the other day. And so congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens for beating a team that we've been talking about who's been untouchable all season long. They get the big win this last week. What's that?
Not untouchable.
I think
we beat them.
That's true.
I think though that Lamar is hitting his strike right now and at the best time that he can.
I think so too. I mean, he's not doing anything crazy. Like he's not being the Patrick Mahomes of the sliding, falling sidearm throws, the 40, 50 touchdowns a season, that kind of stuff. He's not having a crazy statistical season. But what he's doing though is winning games
and playing
damn near every single week.
He's playing smart football too.
I mean, that's just what he's been doing all season, dude.
They're definitely the most consistent team, I'd say, this year. I mean, they haven't really fallen off the wagon at any certain point. They've constantly just been winning.
The other key to this team which is I think the reason why they're number 1 seed, is the fact that their defense is the best outside of the 49ers probably right now. I mean, they've been playing the best defenses. They're playing the best defense, I should say, besides the 49ers, I would say. And so that obviously helps the team if you have a great defense. I mean, defense wins championships. I think it's so true in the NFL. Like, you have a good defense, you're probably going to do really good in the playoffs because that's what it's going to come down to. Who can play the best defense, really? But Ravens number 1 seed in the AFC. We'll just go through AFC first, guys. Dolphins are at 2. They got the big win over Dallas last week too, which is crazy. That was huge for the Dolphins. They're kind of
good game
too. We thought they were like a fake. Are the Dolphins a legit team? They've lost to a lot of like above 500 teams. They destroy really shitty teams. I mean, they got a big win against a Dallas team that's been pretty damn good all year long, and they won. I mean, like that, you can't really argue with that. I mean, shout out to the Dolphins there. We have the Chiefs fall down to the 3 seed. They have a lot of potential to keep moving further down if they don't figure it out soon. They don't look good at all, guys. And I think they've been able to get into a good position right away, but they've been playing bad football. They're going the opposite direction they should be at this point in the season. Why? Agree or disagree with that?
I mean, yes and no. I do agree that they're heading to a bad direction right now, but the Chiefs are going to achieve at the end of the year. I mean, the rest of their schedule, I think they have a great. What happened at the Raiders is a fluke. It's just one of those checkup games. Like, hey, all right, time to refresh. Boom, we're gonna hit the ground running now, and Andy Reid's they're gonna close out the end of this season strong.
But
I mean, I hope so.
In a row?
Is it? I was gonna say, is it a fluke? I mean, the Raiders are pretty fucking hot right now too. They're kind of balling.
I'm just saying, from a Chiefs perspective.
True. Yeah.
They think
they didn't play their best football.
Yes.
Which
they know that they can come into that game playing a lot better than what they showed, especially at home. Like that was an embarrassment. Like we need to wipe that clean.
Can the Chiefs still move up though? Like Dolphins?
I don't think they'll move up because the Dolphins are. Now they just hit their stride. I think the Dolphins will be untouchable the rest of the year.
Where the Chiefs are 9-6 now.
Yes, 9-6.
Yeah, I think so.
I think.
And the Raiders and Broncos are 2 games behind.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think they're all right. They got to win one more to lock it in. I think is what it's got to be, because if the Raiders are 2 games behind and they keep winning, they got the head-to-head match against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean.
Now they do have the potential to drop to a 4 seed, though. I'm saying they could.
Yeah, they could go 4 seed, but
I don't think they definitely do win the division, though. At the end of the day, that's what I have in my mind.
Yeah,
you'd hope at least.
I think if anything, because we've had this conversation for at least the last couple of years, and they've won the Super Bowl or been in the Super Bowl the last couple of years too with it.
They never count them out.
I mean, they haven't looked great all season, and they come out and they dominate in the playoffs, and they win games when they shouldn't win games. But at the same time,
play the Bills first round.
I was going to say, dude, Bills
might want to drop.
Bills the first game of the playoffs.
I'd rather play Joe Flacco.
I was going to say,
maybe
I don't want to just.
Maybe they're
right
smarter than us.
I don't want to.
Maybe they're losing on purpose.
Right to it. I don't want to skip right to it, guys, but the Bills might be one of the hottest teams in the AFC right now. They look good. I know they kind of had a scary game this last weekend, but I mean, I don't care. I mean, they've been looking very, very tough the last few weeks. I mean, that's a 6 seed on paper, but that is a damn good team at a 6 seed that you have to play. Like, if I was the Chiefs, I don't want to play the Bills first week. That'd be horrible.
For me, that's like a NBA comparison, like the Lakers being like an 8 seed or 7 or 6 seed. Like, they have LeBron James. Like, the Bills have Stephon Diggs and Josh.
They have Josh Allen.
He hasn't even came out yet. Stephon Diggs has not done really much of anything, and they're still
6
dominating.
weeks.
But the fact that they're still winning and dominating games, the fact they still have Stephon Diggs, though, is scary. James Cook is coming into his own. Like, he's becoming the new Dalvin Cook. This guy is, on fire, dude. Like, he's, one of the best, both, receiving back and just running backs in general so far, towards the late part of the season. So, Bills, very, very good. I mean, if I was the Bills, I'd like to play the Chiefs first week of the playoffs too, to be honest with you, the way they've been playing.
Especially right now. Yeah,
give me the Chiefs first week. I mean, why not? We have the Jaguars at the 4 seed. They've kind of been up and down all season. I believe they got the loss this last weekend, right? They lost, correct?
Yeah.
I don't think they win the division.
They've been
CJ Stroud's healthy.
Colts are right there.
Well, the Colts are winning. The Colts are right there. They're winning a lot of games.
Well, they just lost last week, so that kind of helped the Jags out.
Man.
Yeah. But, they're still only a game back, and then Houston's also only a game back as well.
And the Jags
have the same record.
From the 3 seed all the way to, the 9th seed, they're all within a game. They're all at the same record. The AFC, I would like to see, what the situation's got to be.
The AFC's deep, but the NFC's better.
It's who's going to play the best two weeks of football.
Yeah,
I would
like to see-
I would agree with you, Wyatt. I think the NFC has a higher ceiling, but man, the AFC, there's a lot of teams that I would not want to play right now. I mean, even Miami playing the Colts. If I'm Miami, that's not a pushover game. Like, we're not going to win that game easily. The Colts have been a salty team all season long. Same thing with the Jaguars playing the Browns, dude. I don't want to play Joe Flacco right now if I was, the other team. So it's like there's so many, and which I think is going to make this playoff so awesome is the fact that there's so many teams that could win a game. It's not going to be they got to play it's not the Miami Heat. It's not the Miami Heat playing the Charlotte Bobcats, back in 2012, 2013, when they blew them out for 4 straight wins by probably 20 plus per game. Like, that's what you'd see in some of these lower seeds like this. There isn't a single lower seed right now that I'm looking at that is an easy win over anybody in the AFC.
That's what I was just going to say.
Especially this Bucks and Cowboys game. Dude, if I'm the Cowboys, I do not want to play the Bucks. In Tampa, that's a scary game for them.
I feel like it's almost I could see it in the NFC too. I feel like the AFC is so
I was gonna say
I don't agree.
In the NFC, only
better.
thing I see as a game that would be super competitive.
They got the 3 best teams.
Potentially,
is top teams are better.
Rams Lions.
Rams Lions could be tough. Eagles, you never know. Seahawks already got the win recently,
exactly.
but you never know. You never know too.
You don't know what Eagles you're gonna get. So
yes,
I honestly, when I'm looking at the bottom, in the hunt, I'd take the Steelers over all 4 of those teams.
Well, they lost to the Texans.
They could beat them. I'm saying
now they could. Yeah, then CJ Stroud's not fucking on fire anymore, but
yeah,
still playing good football. He's just not.
No,
can we talk about how the Raiders are 11 seed, but might be one of the toughest teams right now playing? Like, those guys are destroying guys right now. I mean,
their head coach has got them fired up.
Dude, they went giving the guy the
points to fucking
63, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so.
He got them fired up.
I think he's got to be the head coach going next year. He's got to get
100%.
He's got to get.
There's no way. That'd be robbery if he
and
wasn't.
The players love him. The players love him. That's a good thing. You can't have a coach and not have the players
buy-in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, jump over to the NFC real quick, guys. We have the 49ers number 1 seed. I still agree with it. I mean, they've been the most consistent all year. They've had obviously a few games here and there fall to them, but I mean, their defense is insane. Their offense is insane. They have some of the best weapons in every single skill position on offense, not to mention the best left tackle in the game too. How can you not
best running back?
Yes, I mean all of them. How can you not succeed in that situation?
Are they locked?
It's probably a better.
No.
I think they are. Are they not locked?
Well, they have 4 losses now.
Yeah, because
but I mean,
the Lions only have. What do they have? 5?
What do the Eagles have? Did they play? Eagles and 49ers played, didn't they?
Yeah, the 49ers beat the shit out of them.
They might be locked in.
I think the 49ers are locked in personally. I think the Eagles have some wiggle room though, to be honest with you. I think they might drop if they keep losing games here.
The Lions played good this week. I could see them if they can get up to the second seed.
Which NFC, so 49ers 1st seed, Eagles are 2 seeds still right now. Lions are 3 seed. Shout out Lions. I mean, that's just a good story all around. You want them to succeed. Multiple years of not playing good football at all. I mean, this is their first divisional win in 30 years. I mean, that's a big deal for all.
Did you guys watch the post game speech?
Yeah,
that fired me up, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are a team where it's their offense is very good. I don't think there's ever been any kind of questioning with the offense this year. I think their defense has been a little bit suspect at times. I don't know if they're going to be able to be a competitor in the playoffs in that case, because we talked about you need to have a good defense to be able to make a good playoff push. You have to have a solid defense. The Lions, I don't know if they have a solid defense. Their offense can fire with anybody. They have one of the best tight ends in the game this year, Sam Laporta, rookie, having a great season. Amon-Ra St. Brown's been one of the most consistent receivers all season long, with getting 100 and some yards per game, practically. Gibbs is playing great. Montgomery is still a solid running back too.
Jared
Goff is kind of resurrecting his own career. He was almost being written off at one point, and he didn't write back. Like Gino once said, I mean, he's having a great season too. So it's just shout out to the Lions for putting it together. And
Well, that
I'm-
old line too. They have literally every
Yeah.
position is check marked.
And
Top
it's
five.
cool. Yeah.
Top 5 O line.
Yeah,
Easily.
crazy.
I agree.
Maybe top 3.
check out
thinking
TikTok.
top
Check out the
one.
TikTok. I chose the Lions O line on
They
that
might be
17
one.
and 0 team, man.
That is very arguable. We could debate
yeah.
that.
Very good.
I kind of like that 6 versus 3 seed though, because there's storyline behind that too.
I was gonna say
Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford.
literally. I was gonna say the Rams though, being a 6 seed, that's a scary 6 seed team in my
Oh, yeah.
opinion.
Especially Matt coming back to Detroit. Ooh,
Never know, man. I mean, that'd be
It's a
crazy.
storyline
What a
for the
story.
Lions.
I mean, that would be
Right,
tragic
Lions.
more than anything else if he beat the Lions in Detroit. I mean, that would just be tragic more than anything else. But like, man, the 4 seed, the Bucks. I mean, I know you're saying you think that they're a scary team. I think they're just in a really shitty division. That's how they're the 4 seed right now. Personally, I just think they're not.
Baker is playing good football right now, but
He had a great
You
game
wouldn't have
against
said that shit 3 years ago.
I just
Yeah,
don't think
well,
they can compete
This
with
this
the
is
Cowboys.
3 years in the future, so I am saying that. I know
They're
3
a
years ago
really
you
good
guys were great.
defense.
I know, but right now, I mean, like, I think Baker's found a good home for him. To be honest with you, they played the Packers a couple weeks ago, and he had one of his best games ever. He had like 158 passer rating. Like, it was a crazy game.
Yeah,
for
he had a
him.
perfect passer rating. He was like the first guy to ever have like a perfect passer rating in a game or some shit like that.
Well, I think it was like a minimum of so many throws that he had a perfect passer rating. Too, or some
From
shit
the
like that.
games I've watched this year of Baker, like the comparison from him 2 years ago to now, he's just playing smarter and doing what he needs to do for his offense. I don't know if it's the Buccaneers coaching staff that's got him there or if it's just him, but
He's also got incredible targets too. I mean, Mike Evans has been.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about this. Not just say the most underrated. One of the most underrated receivers, though. This guy hasn't been under 1,000.
I don't know if he's
receiving yards.
underrated. He's just
he's not talked
underappreciated.
about. Yeah, he's not talked about.
Yeah, that's
He's
a good point.
definitely not underrated.
Slept on.
Definitely just
Slept on.
underappreciated.
Yeah, he slept on. He always gets a good rating in Madden, so yeah, he's not underrated necessarily. But regardless, like there's the level of like, dude, Baker's got a good home where he's at right now, and I think that's only gonna help going forward where they're at. I mean, good for Baker because it was looking bleak there for a moment with him kind of bouncing around, not knowing where to go and stuff.
Dude, playing Baker, when we played him, he was just like, it's like one of those players that doesn't give a shit. Like, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like,
Yeah.
he was running around and he's just throwing dots, like everything. Like, he's blocking for running backs and stuff. Like, dude's a football guy. Like, that's
Shout
the only
out
thing you
Baker.
can say.
He's one of those guys you want on your team.
Yeah, you did.
He's definitely
He's
a
got
great
that fire.
locker room guy. There's no chance that
Yeah.
he's like hated in locker room. He's got to be like the locker room in my opinion. I mean, that's just
He's
kinda
like Max
person he
Crosby
is.
for the NFC.
Dude. Yeah, Max Crosby, man, what a what a player, dude. He's so good at football. Anyways, 5 seed is the Cowboys, which again, that's a scary 5 seed in my opinion. They've lost some games that they probably shouldn't lose to this season, but like the fact that the Cardinals are one that have beaten the Cowboys at one point this season is crazy to think about. But like Cowboys being a 5 seed, that's scary. I don't want to play a team that's the Dallas Cowboys at a 5 seed. No, thank you. That offense is way too good right now. Their defense is a little bit shaky at times, but like their offense is completely killer at moments. We talked about the Rams being a solid 6 seed, and then obviously the Seahawks squeaked in at 7 seed. We were by far the worst team up here, but I'll take it.
Do we see any of these in the hunts making the playoffs or what?
Well, the Packers. I want to talk about the Packers. You guys hear about Jair Alexander?
Yeah, he's out this last week.
So
this next game, right?
He went to be a captain when he's not supposed to be a captain. So the Packers suspended him.
No, I thought the NFL did.
No, the Packers did. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think
There's no chance
Either way.
the Packers suspended their best defensive player in a game that they have to win. I think the NFL. I think the NFL is the one that suspended him.
Either way, he got
Can
suspended.
we get a
in the
fact
game.
check? Because I actually want to know if the NFL
Well,
did
yeah.
it because they were talking about.
How can the NFL suspend him for that? For
because
going
you're
up-
only allowed to have three or four
Oh,
captains
he didn't
up
like
at the
replace
coin
them.
toss.
He joined them.
He
He
literally
joined it.
just
There's
walked
four-
up there
4 on
anyways.
3.
He
Yeah.
wasn't named one of the captains, and he went up there anyways because he goes, "Yeah, I'm that guy." It's literally what he said. Like, I'm that guy. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
go
from
up there.
Charlotte, so I should be a captain. He was saying,
Yeah.
but now they have a 66% chance of making the playoffs. Now that he's suspended, they have to start a 7th rounder, which you don't want a 7th rounder rookie in. You want your best player that you paid millions of dollars for.
It says the Packers suspended him.
That's what I thought.
Crazy. That's actually crazy.
Because I thought the Packers suspended him, which they just knocked down their
Oh yeah, Green Bay did.
their chance to win. They just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna punish this dude for not following Creed," and that might fuck them over in the playoffs.
Can they?
Which
Is
is
there a
kinda
chance
funny.
they can still sneak in there or what?
They make
They have
it
a 66% chance of making it.
still.
And if you're gonna ask me how that works out, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I can't
Well,
tell
the
you how. all
Seahawks
that
would
stuff
have to
works.
lose. Won't
I was gonna say
Yeah.
the Seahawks.
their games.
If we lose, we're out. There's no chance that we get back in. But yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm sure there's like a carousel of like,
Yeah, I was gonna say we.
yeah,
Some of
games
these
here and
next
there.
episodes, we got to look at that. The
Yeah, like,
scenario.
we need them to lose, and they need to lose this team by this many
Yeah.
points, and all that,
What's
all that good stuff.
and then on the AFC side, what's the Colts record?
I think they're
They're-
7-8 right now.
No.
It can't be
9-7.
7,
9-7.
8.
9-7.
9-7. Yep.
That
9-7.
meant, yeah.
The Colts
that's all
are
good.
9-7. The Steelers are 9-7,
8
and
and
the
7.
Texans are all 9-7. 8-7. Sorry, 8-7. They're all 8-7.
Yeah.
So that one, that the AFC for the 7 seed, that's a toss up.
Yeah, except for the Steelers, we got to obviously like win out, and then we have to have the
No,
Texans
Indy's
and Colts.
8-7.
And the Colts have to lose.
yeah. Colts and Texans both have to lose one of their next games, and we have to win out.
Yeah. So the Jags, Indy, and Houston are all 8-7.
What is it? Do the Colts and
Jags are
Texans play
8-7?
last game?
Hey, Jags are 8-7 as well.
Dang.
KC's 9-6. Buffalo's 9-6. Cleveland's 10-5.
The Titans play the Texans, Trey, and the Colts play the Raiders next week, and then
Cleveland's
the week after, the
5?
Texans
Yeah,
Colts play
Cleveland's
each other,
10-5.
How is
And
how are the Jags
Ooh.
higher than them then?
and then
Because they're
Jags and
they
Titans
won
play.
their division winner.
Oh yeah.
So that could
So they'd be the
the
fifth
Colts
seed
and
then.
Texans play each other last game of the year.
Ooh.
Could be something there, man.
Oh, that's next week. Like
So
this
one of
coming
them
week.
has to lose.
Oh wait. You said who? Colts and Texans.
Colts.
Yeah, Colts and Texans play the last game of the year.
Ooh,
Zach,
Colts
who do
play
you have
Colts play
left
Las
in the
Vegas this year,
schedule?
this week.
We have the Steelers this weekend, and we have the Cardinals last week.
You're probably making the playoffs.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm confident against the Cardinals. I am not confident towards the Steelers, though.
No, I'm just saying either way because Minnesota's 7-8, Atlanta's 7-8, Green Bay's 7-8, New Orleans is 7-8. Their chances, if you just win one game, you're more than likely going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, but
Never
if
know, man.
Plus, Rams are 8-7, I guess. so-
Packers
they
play
lose.
Vikings and Bears. So
What's that?
What's the Seahawks record?
Packers play Vikings and
we
Bears.
are
so if they
8-7
those.
right now. We're 8-7, just like everybody else.
So
is this
either
week.
way, they're
Yeah, but that's not true.
going to
though.
cancel one of them out.
If the Seahawks lose one, have the
I mean,
Seahawks
if
have the
anything, it just
lost
puts
to
everybody into a tie again. Everybody's just
Yeah.
tied again.
to any of those four?
Comes on to common opponents and shit like that.
Yeah,
So.
it goes over my head of what needs to happen for people to make playoffs and that kind of stuff.
So
At
the
that
NFC,
point,
it's a little. I do believe that you'll pull it out, Zach.
well, I'm hoping so.
Bottom
'Cause
line,
there's no point not to make it now at this point. We've gone too far. We've
Hell
gone
yeah.
too far.
Oh yeah.
We've
Bottom
gone too
line
far to
is-
not make it.
this I feel like this playoffs are not set in stone yet.
No, I don't think so
Bottom
either.
line.
And if anything, it's been one of the most wide open playoffs in recent memory.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that could still
We
sneak
have
in and
5,
make it.
8, and 7
and
teams, and 2 of
compete.
them are right now in the playoffs.
Yeah. the key word is compete in the playoffs, not just to make them. There's a lot of teams. I'm literally looking AFC specifically though. There's a lot of teams that I don't want to play in the AFC, even if they're not in right now. Those teams are still dangerous in my opinion. Yeah, crazy. He shout out NFC West for having 3 out of the 4 teams in our division in the playoffs for NFC. Let's go. But playoff picture, guys. Obviously, we haven't touched that for a while, which is good to see where everything is settling right now. Definitely a lot of movement yet to come because we are not anywhere near, I think, solidifying this. We only have 2 weeks left because we have a lot of moving pieces still. But that brings us to our last segment, guys, already at this point, which is our weekly pick'ems. Let's take a look where we finished off last week. As always, change my camera so you guys can see my face.
Welcome for those
in
picks.
a lower HD quality. All right, let's get this.
You won the week, by the way.
Yeah, Dalen did win the week that he was on here. So shout out Dalen for getting the big dub.
Wasn't it by 1?
By 1, yeah.
Wasn't by a ton.
By
I've
one.
been
I should have won it, but I got
tanking.
talked out of 2 of my answers.
I'm tanking at this point for my picks because I definitely am not doing well anymore. Looking to get that first overall pick. I did it with 8. Hey, shout out me. Got 8 picks last week, correct?
Me too.
Nice.
I got 9.
Why you're only furthering that lead of yours? Wyatt's at 128, correct? I'm at 119. Trey's at 101. Obviously, he did miss a week, so factor that in there as well.
You missed 2 weeks.
You're such an idiot.
You know, he only missed 1.
Yep.
Well, Dalen added one in there, but I can't remember how many he got right last week. Was it 12? 13?
You got 12.
I think it was 13.
12.
You guys got 12. Or Wyatt got 12.
Oh, yeah.
You got 13.
Wyatt got 11. Wyatt got
114.
Yeah,
You got 12, Dalen, because I got 11 too, because Wyatt and I tied.
So I was at I'm at 113.
All right, so Trey's at 113, Spencer's at 183, and then Dalen's
with me.
What did everyone get last week? Yeah, we're the Steelers.
Together.
What did everyone get last week?
We got 8.
9.
You got 8. So you and I and Trey tied at 8, correct? But yeah, shout out. And then you said you got 9, Spence, last week too. Cool. So we
last week or this week? Like this
last week. Well, I mean, whichever one we just did.
Okay, 9. Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive into this week, guys. We have 16 games to go through. We have first off on Thursday Night Football tomorrow. We have Jets and Browns. I gotta go Browns. I think even though the Jets have a great defense, I gotta go with Joe Flacco. This guy's gonna stay hot, in my opinion.
You can pick this one, Dalen.
I don't know. Is Joe Flacco going to have another good week?
Obviously.
He's at that mark where the backup quarterbacks have dropped off. So.
Hey, he's never lost in Browns Cleveland Stadium.
Cleveland?
So.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's in Cleveland. He's never lost there.
I got to take the Browns in if it's in Cleveland.
Browns.
Yeah, we're taking the Browns.
It's all right. Trey, if we get it wrong, they all got it wrong.
Browns also, guys. Browns 10-5. They could have a home game in the playoffs. Still,
no.
Wild.
Not really. There's still 2 games back.
Ravens won their.
Yeah, there's still 2 games back.
Maybe it was an old thing that I saw.
Or they clinched. Yeah, they clinched number 1 seed. So yeah, I don't think so.
They can't get a.
Well, it's nice to at least think about it. You never know. Next we have Lions and Cowboys. NFC matchup could move the needle here if one thing goes another way. I don't want to pick the Lions because they scare me a little bit too much.
Cowboys.
But I think I'm going to have to go Lions, though. I think Lions can pull this out.
I'm with you, Zach.
How can you not, after that talk from Dan Campbell, how can you not be hyped up to finish off
the season? They already won the division.
Cowboys.
Because I think this is – all right, the only reason I'm going to go Cowboys here is because I think this is the win that they're going to give you. They're like, hey, we're 2 weeks away from playoffs. Like, hey – this is going to hype you up. Like, they got to like get the fans going a little bit. So this is going to be their win where they just like go off.
It's in Dallas.
And they're all going to be yelling at Stephen A. And
they don't lose at home.
So how about them Cowboys as they're the 7th seed? So
Dallas
that's what I
lose
think
at
is going to happen.
too,
I'm going Dallas this week.
Funny. All right. So I got Lions. I think Spence got Lions too, and the rest of you guys got Cowboys, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Cardinals and Eagles. Give me the Eagles. I don't have faith in the Cardinals, but you never know. They got Trey McBride. They got Kyler Murray. Who you got, Dalen?
I think it's unanimous for me and Trey.
Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay. Eagles sweep this one. Tough matchup here. Falcons versus Bears. This could go either way. I could see either one going, in my opinion. I think Falcons have a great defense, but
I think I might go Bears.
Bear down. Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears.
What do you think of Dalen?
I saw talking about the Bears. I saw some tweet on Twitter that was saying that Justin Herbert
You mean X?
is coming home. Is he a free agent next year? Does anyone know? Justin
No.
Herbert? He's not?
No.
Okay. That was just some weird.
I've seen stuff about they might think about trading him because the Bears technically right now have the number 1 pick. And obviously, like Caleb Williams.
You can pick
That's
this
not.
one.
You think of the Bears?
Did you say Justin Herbert's from Chicago?
I saw something that said he was coming home.
I thought he was from like the upper, like Northwest, like Oregon area.
I don't know.
I know that's where I went to college, but I thought he was also from there too. Maybe not though. Maybe not.
That's just what I saw. I don't know.
Huh. I don't know.
Who
We'll
are we
figure it
taking,
out.
Trey?
He's from Oregon.
I would say I thought he was from Oregon.
I picked the Bears.
Maybe he's going to Seattle. Just kidding. I don't know.
You got Drew Lock, buddy.
You said
Not wrong.
Herbert?
Is
Yeah,
Heineke
he said Justin Herbert.
Oh, I thought you said Fields.
is
Justin Fields coming home because that's where he lives. I will. That's where I live.
Heineke starting or is it Ritter?
I think it's
Heineke.
Heineke. I think it's
Don't
Heineke.
matter.
Never know them with Heineke.
I don't know. Like, what gets me is like the Falcons have something to fight for, and the Bears don't. So, like, why would the Bears want to win this game?
Because they're the Bears, bro. They're gonna get wins when they don't need it.
Bears. The Bears.
Well, this also helps so that the Falcons can't get in the playoffs.
I just think the Bears are gonna get the win. I don't know why, but I feel like it.
I mean, I do too, Zach, but I just don't know why they would fight for it.
Why did the Lions fight for it last year when they had nothing to win? They had to beat the Packers to get them out of the playoffs. And Dan Campbell goes,
Well,
"They're
that's
not going to make the playoffs, man."
Okay,
And they won
that's
the
a
game.
divisional game, Zach.
Okay,
That's-
let's
there's
go last
one
week
more.
then. Why would the Commanders want to win?
We don't, but Jacoby
Why did
Brissett obviously does.
why were you trying to win? You said you should have a touchdown to win
Justin
the game.
Fields wants to win a game because he knows
I
it's
do
his,
agree.
it's his
all
job
right.
on the line. It's
Whatever.
his job on the
Why
line.
does it matter? Just pick who you think's gonna win.
Yes.
Go Bears.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Panthers
I
versus
don't know why they would
Jaguars.
want to win.
We have the Row Bowl, as I like to call it. Panthers versus Jaguars.
Those are two really good voices. What the heck?
Thank you. Give me the Jaguars on this one.
Like a bobcat.
Give me the Jag.
Jags, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Jags.
All right. Rams versus Giants. Giants do have Tyrod Taylor starting officially. I think they named that this week. Never know. Not an easy pushover game with Tyrod playing.
I don't give a
Tyrod's been
damn.
playing Good. I agree with you though, Spence. I gotta go Rams. Because Rams are too hot not to
It's
pick.
unanimous.
The
Rams
Vito-
go.
The Vito hype is over.
Yeah, he's gone. He's dead.
Fuck that guy, huh?
Dead.
A little bit of this, a little bit of this. Get the fuck out of here.
Walking here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Next up here we have Raiders versus Colts. Two hot teams that I don't necessarily want to pick one or the other because I could see both teams getting in the win on this game. So it's like I don't know what to do.
As a Steeler fan, I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders here, personally, because we need the Colts to lose for us to get in there, sneak in there. So I think I'm going Raiders.
I'm not against it either though, because the way that defense has been playing, and then just the team in general of how like bought in they are to their coach, the Raiders could win. I think any game this rest of this season, no matter what team they're playing against, they could have a chance to win just based off of how they're playing. Quarterback.
The only thing that's going to hurt them is the beginning of their season. It's just their record is just going to hold them back from.
Yeah.
There's just going to be those playoff killers. That's what they're going to
I
be
don't
this
think
year.
I don't think their quarterback is worth a shit though. I don't
Oh,
think he's
no.
that good. I don't think he's good at
No.
all. So like
Their
if
defense is
anything,
carrying.
I could see that he's gonna give up the game for them. But everybody else on that Raiders team, dogs. They want to win every single game they possibly can for their coach, regardless if they're going to be in the playoffs or not. That being said, give me the Colts. I said all that stuff for the Raiders. Give me the Colts though. Give me the Colts.
Raiders.
You guys Raiders too then?
It's Modelo time, fool. Give me the Raider.
All right.
Hell yeah, man.
Playing the Colts.
Ooh.
You're gonna take the Colts?
Zach and Wyatt agreeing?
I'm gonna go Raiders. Just kidding. Just kidding. Dolphins versus Ravens. Another hard ass team to play for the Ravens. Give me the Ravens nonetheless, but Ravens, shout out for them for having a tough schedule the remaining of the season here. Back to back great teams. I mean, top seeds in their respective divisions divisions. So it's just like tough. Give me the Ravens though. Give me the Ravens over the Dolphins.
Hold up. So we said the Ravens clinched, but what if they lose this game? They have the same record as the
That's what I'm
Dolphins.
saying. I don't think they're clinched officially yet.
Maybe they clinched the division.
Division
They
makes
definitely have the
sense.
division.
But I don't think they're clinched the number one seed just yet. I don't think. Now, I'm not saying Browns are the one that's going to take that, but like, I know there's three teams: the Dolphins, Browns, and Ravens that still have an option or opportunity to get home field advantage.
I'm pretty sure they can't clinch the first seed until the last week. I think that's the stats that we're saying. I don't think they can
So
clinch.
they'd have to. The Ravens would technically have to lose their next two games, and then the Dolphins would have to lose one of their last two for the Browns to jump up there. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the
I
only thing that makes
don't think the Browns. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah.
I saw something.
the Browns-
This is not me doing the math myself. This is me seeing something saying that they have an opportunity.
I
I
got
think the Browns beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think they did.
At the end of the year. Yeah, I think I'm going Ravens though. I think personally.
Me too. I agree with that. Good Ravens.
I'm
I'd wonder.
going Fins.
Ooh.
Also, I want the Ravens to win because I want them to be able to like clinch that one seed.
Yeah, they're
so
gonna
so
they're
that they
gonna
don't try at the last.
Yeah, they're gonna solidify. They're gonna solidify it, and then they're gonna play fucking what's his name, Tyler Huntley or whatever his name is the quarterback.
That's what I hope.
Yeah, nice. You agree with that, or who'd you pick there? You get Ravens, Spence?
Yeah, Ravens.
Okay, cool. Patriots versus Bills, conference, right? Same conference.
Yep.
Fuck either. Bills.
Division.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say division. Sorry,
I was
division.
gonna say this should be unanimous.
Yeah, Bills, I think, are going to get the win, but man, Patriots got the win over the Broncos, which we didn't talk about on the pod. Broncos officially are starting Jared Stidham over Russell Wilson and saying screw you to Russell Wilson, I think, officially, because they don't want him to get injured, so they have to pay him more money because they don't want him to be playing for the Broncos going into the future. So I think they're probably going to cut him after the season, which is wild to think because that's a lot of money they're going to be wasting and paying him nonetheless.
And a lot of picks.
Looking at it, guys, think about the fact that the Seahawks could potentially get back Russell Wilson and still have all the draft capital that we just stole from the Broncos. Absolute robbery what that could be if that comes to be.
You want him?
I'd take him.
I'd take him as a backup.
Okay, dude. No, Zach. Hold on.
Hang on. What?
Hold on.
What?
If we go
What?
back a few episodes ago, I'm pretty sure you said fuck that guy. I don't like that
Ooh.
guy. And then you said because hey, can you pull your
A few
camera up?
episodes ago.
Can you just pull your camera up just a little bit up, a little bit? You're like
Always.
you go fuck him, you know?
Did I?
And now
really?
you're just like, dude, I'll take him. He's
It
playing
might have
better
been-
than
it
Mahomes.
might have
I'll
been
take him.
earlier. I mean, he's playing better than Geno is this year. Yeah, I'll take him. I'll take him over that. I mean,
Now
Russell
make sure-
Wilson.
We'll make sure we're
Russell
running back
Russell
tape.
Wilson hasn't had a Seahawks team like we have right now. A good offensive line that's obvious. Like when healthy, we have a pretty damn good offensive line. Great, consistent running backs that aren't getting hurt after 2 weeks of the game, and we still have our great receiving core.
Did you just say this is the team that Russell Wilson? This is their team right now. Is the team that Russell Wilson's never had.
I mean, after he's won the Super Bowl, obviously, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not,
we had
not,
to say
not
that because
before, not before.
I was
But
gonna cut your
since
head
they
off.
won the Super Bowl, and because he played for us for multiple years after they won the Super Bowl, he didn't have a great team around him. Did not have a great team around him.
You said to clarify after the Super Bowl win.
Yes, no,
If you
definitely
said
not.
the Super Bowl
Our
win, I'm
team
gonna
is
say you're
not
a fan.
anywhere near our teams that made it to the Super Bowl. Not even close, especially on defense.
Talking about wide receivers and running backs not getting.
I mean, receivers. We might honestly have a better offense than we did back in those days, but our defense was insane. Our defense was absolutely insane back in our.
You had
our
better
Super Bowl days.
better offensive linemen. I'll say that. That's the
Probably. I would say better offensive linemen, but anything else though, I think we honestly have better everything else now than we did then.
Who are they playing?
Marshawn.
Who are the Broncos playing?
Marshawn? PJ ain't no MVP.
I was what?
Bro.
What did you say?
Kenneth Walker ain't no MVP.
Kenneth Walker,
Marshawn
Marshawn
is.
Lynch never was an MVP either. But I'm saying, I said that. I literally was about to say that.
MVP
Why?
Talent though is it?
Relax. I was just about to say this. I
You just said he's-
this. I said maybe not Marshawn though, because Marshawn was a fucking dog. I will admit that 100%. I said maybe
You
not
think
running back.
Marshawn Lynch was an MVP talent?
He never was an MVP talent. Why? I love Marshawn, but he never was an MVP of the NFL.
Could've
You know who
been.
was? You know who was? Sean Alexander, baby. That's an MVP of the NFL. And Madden cover, bitch.
Yeah. You ain't wrong.
Bitch.
Wrong there, I guess.
Steelers beat him in the Super Bowl.
They did do that. Jerome Bettis final year.
Great. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll get to it here. So let's just keep going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Saints versus Bucks. We have our division rivalry here. Spencer, I know who you're going. I think I got to go Bucks on this one though, personally.
That's fine.
You thinking Bucks, Dalen? This one's on you.
I'm gonna say that Lattimore and Evans get in the fight. Evans gets tossed. We win the game. Boom.
Oh, that is true. I forgot about that beef between those two.
Year in a row.
We did beat the Bucks back-to-back years, but lost them in the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
I love
Hell
it.
yeah. Who you got, Wyatt?
The
I'm
Bucks.
going Bucks.
You want Bucks?
Yeah.
You want
Bucks
Dalen?
3,
All right.
Saints 1. 49ers versus Commanders. Sorry, Wyatt. I gotta go 49ers. But hey, for you, you don't lose because both your teams are playing each other. What I will say, why I'm going to say this: Brock Purdy's not the MVP of the NFL, but you know who is? Christian McCaffrey. He's got my vote for MVP this season. My opinion. I think Christian McCaffrey's had an incredible year. That I mean, it's hard not if there's going to be a season for a quarterback to not win it. Lamar's the favorite right now, betting favorite, I should say. I mean, he's not having a great season.
As he should, though.
I mean, he don't get me wrong. I would be just fine with Lamar winning it. I think Christian McCaffrey is more deserving from a perspective of what he's been able to do for the 49ers this season. He's, I think, the MVP. 49ers are still number 1 seed in their division too. You know,
but
it's a good take, Zach.
Dak is looking better than Lamar. Lamar just hasn't been in the rushing yards. That's the only thing that's like, damn.
I think what's going to hurt Dak is not this week, but the week before when they look like shit.
Yeah,
when they lost.
Lamar really
dropped.
Lamar hasn't had a game where he's looked like total dog shit this year, which he's had some not great games, but he hasn't been like the reason why they lost anything. But again, like I think in general, it's just what he's able to do. Like the plays he's making is just like, no, that's Lamar. Nobody else is making that play. Lamar is the one that made that play work for that team, and they get the win because of it. So, but no, my opinion, I think Christian McCaffrey should win it. I think he's 2 in betting odds right now. I'd be just fine with Christian McCaffrey winning it though. Honestly, I prefer it, to be honest with you.
That'd be crazy.
That's my opinion.
That'd be crazy.
Last time our running backs won.
Never.
No, they've won it. Sean Alexander won it for the Seahawks.
What?
Sean Alexander won it as a running
That
back.
Bags have never won this award.
Sean Alexander had one of the craziest running back seasons. I think in 2004. I think is when it was. Not
Did
mistaken.
Derrick Henry win the MVP?
No, he didn't.
He rushed
Rodgers
it.
did.
Almost did AP win it or did he almost? win it?
Rodgers did.
I think he almost won it.
Barry Sanders never won.
Oh, Barry Sanders definitely has
Adrian
one.
Peterson. Adrian Peterson was the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
running back to win it in 2012 when he rushed for 2,097 yards with 2 weeks left in the season. McCaffrey sitting at that's not even relevant. Shut up. but
AP.
Yeah, AP was the last one to do it in 2012.
I'm pretty sure it's the last skill position to win it.
I was gonna say, why the hell did I think
Yeah. So there's been this is crazy. There's been just 4 non-quarterback winners of the MVP in history of it.
Okay, well
And
then
that's
that wasn't
been-
like delusional.
Listen to this though. They all are running backs, and they've all come in within the 2000 era itself. So the first one was Marshall Faulk in 2000.
Yep.
The second was Sean Alexander, 2005, not 2004. Sorry. And then LaDainian Tomlinson won it in 2006. And then the most recent was 2012, Adrian Peterson. Only 4 running backs, only 4 non-quarterbacks to win the MVP at the NFL. Wild.
And we got
And
robbed
Sean
of a
Alexander
couple.
is one of them, baby.
We got robbed of a couple,
That's actually-
like Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp should
That's
have won
robbery.
it. I think even
mean,
JJ
Derrick
Watt
Henry.
JJ Watt had a reason to win it over Aaron's. I think like 2013 or 2014. Whenever he won it, he had one of his 4 that he won. JJ Watt had one of the craziest like defensive years for. He had multiple even offensive touchdowns that season too. Like, guy was going crazy. But yeah, no, crazy to think about. But my opinion, Chris McCaffrey should win it.
On to the next.
On to the next. Titans versus Texans. Give me the Texans. I think they're going to win easily over the Titans. I don't
If
think
know
CJ's
Trey's
playing,
answer, he
give me
needs
the
the Texans to
Texans.
I mean, as a Steelers fan again, I think I might have to go Titans. We
All
need
right.
the Texans to lose.
I'm down with that.
I bet.
nice.
If they both lose this week, we just have to win out.
There you go.
And
Not bad.
that's hard enough for you guys to win. So give me the Texans.
That's exactly true.
Which brings us to the next point here. Steelers versus Seahawks this weekend, 3:00 on Sunday, New Year's Eve.
Apartment 10.
What I will say, my house is open if you guys want to come over and watch the game. We've talked about that. a
Gonna
little
be
bit.
there.
You can be there. Be there, be square. You guys are welcome to come if you want. But we'll be watching the Seahawks and Steelers game only when it's on. So every other game can piss off for that moment. We do have a bet going. And because we're men of our word, we will do what we actually have to say at the end of it.
Oh, what's
So the bet is whoever wins.
so wear the opposite jersey?
Yep. So we're going to post a picture on the Instagram, the Strip Talks Instagram. Again, link in the description below to go ahead and check out our Instagram page. We're going to post a video of us wearing our respective winners' jerseys. And obviously we have to hold up. I'll be wearing the Parker jersey there. Trey, what jersey do you want to be wearing on
Give him Wilson. Give him Wilson.
you
Give
want
him
Wilson, Lockett, Metcalf, Wagner, or Walker?
I'm
Walker.
kind of thinking the Bobby. I'm liking the lime green
Like
Bobby.
the lime green Bobby.
Bobby.
All right. Well, Trey will be wearing his lime green Bobby Wagner jersey, and we'll be posting it. Obviously, number one fan. We'll have to do that, obviously. But that'll be happening this Sunday.
And then
one of us.
obviously give us the Steelers.
Oh,
Give me the
for sure.
Seahawks.
I mean,
Let's go Hawks.
There we go.
It's in Seattle.
they preyed
Me-
on my downfall.
We have not been
Praying on
great
my
in Seattle,
downfall.
just straight up. We have not been great in Seattle.
Still give me the Hawks.
Hey, let's go Hawks. So we'll see what happens this
last
Sunday.
week.
That'll be fun. But we'll be watching that game. Give me the Seahawks. Bengals versus Chiefs. I think Chiefs bounce back with the Bengals. The Bengals have not been looking great, to be honest with you. I'm hoping they get the win here. For the Chiefs' sake, they
They-
should get this win.
They did
Is
look
Burrow-
great, and then they just went straight back down.
Yeah.
They had one good
Is-
week.
I
Is
don't think
Burrow
it
out
makes
for the year?
it doesn't make sense for Burrow to want to play this game, to be honest with you.
Is
But
he
maybe-
out for the year?
I think so.
He already is. Yeah, he's already.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't know if he was out for the year, if he was like scheduled, like predicted to come
No,
back.
I
or
think
what.
he's out for the year. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Cool. Then we got Chargers versus Broncos. Broncos with Jared Stidham as their quarterback now.
Chargers with
Chargers.
these sticks. still.
Chargers with Easton Stick. So another game of backups versus backups,
Chargers,
man.
baby.
Give
Um,
me Jared Stidham, baby.
Jared
Let's
Stidham.
run.
I mean, I think he's got the better supporting cast around him, but I truly don't understand why they're benching Russ, but who knows. And then we have the game, no Monday night game actually this next week. Now just looking at it. Sunday night we have age-old rivalry as it comes. The Green Bay Packers versus Minnesota Vikings. It is in Minnesota.
Packers done.
I'm gonna say, give me the Packers in this one. I kind of
Dylan,
like
it's up to
Packers.
you.
42.
Even though the Vikings have a great defense, I think the
You pick.
Packers get the win here.
You pick.
I'm not a fan of Mullins.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Mullins.
when I was younger, is wearing a Packers jersey and a cheese head.
Hey.
How
There
many
it
games
is.
did you like?
And then they're
Earl
going to.
B-Dog.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Give me 27.
Jesus. Remember when Wyatt put 87?
Yeah.
What are you
I
doing?
do.
This is
We put the
It was an under, by the way.
We put the tiebreaker, so like it's the total points between the two of them in case we all one of us end with like the exact amount.
Oh,
It is official. There has been all unders
35.
for 8 straight weeks for Monday Night
35.
Football.
That's
What's
what I
the
said. I said
over-under?
35.
I didn't know if you said 45 or 35.
There it is.
Wyatt, what's the
Locked
over?
in.
Locking them in. I'm saving the picks.
Like
Wyatt,
50.
lock your picks in. Don't change it afterwards like a scumbag. But yeah, I think that's the episode, guys. Final thoughts, concerns, requiems.
Can I ask who the scumbag is?
Shut up. But hey, let us know in the comments below. Who do you think is going to be the playoff? We kind of talked about this earlier, I think, before too. Who's going to be the playoff mover?
46 and a half.
All right, there you go. Who's going to be the big playoff mover this coming 2 weeks? Who's going to make it into the playoffs? Who might be dropping out of the playoffs? Obviously, we have a couple teams in here that we're hoping for to make it into that category itself. But you'll be the verdict. Let us know in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to check out our socials as well in the comments and everything like that. Like I said, we have our Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter now. Our Twitter page too. But yeah, I think it's episode, guys. Good episode as always here. But we'll see you guys in the next one. And
Holidays.